Hi viewers, my name's Kara. I'm your Tuesday host on the Pagan Perspective, and this week we're talking about last year's eBay ban on various items. This week's topic comes from RivaWitch, who says, "Here's something new and interesting. Would love to get your opinion on the new eBay ban on selling spells, potions, healing, prayers, tarot readings, and such. I believe Etsy will be following suit." And I asked her to link us to this, so there will be a link below from Patheos.com, an article about this, and that article links to various different articles within its text. I encourage you to read those articles as well. First thing, I am a seller on Etsy, and I haven't heard that Etsy has followed suit, though some people who commented on the other articles said that Etsy did follow suit. I don't know, but let's talk about it. If you follow the link in the article, or I will put the link below, to eBay's fall update about its new policies, it says, items that will be prohibited include advice, spells, curses, hexing, conjuring, magic services, prayers, blessings, psychic, tarot, Reiki, and other metaphysical readings and services, magic potions, healing sessions, work-from-home businesses and information, wholesale lists, and dropship lists. I don't know what a dropship list is, but I'm not an eBay seller. And they've also discontinued categories. Categories that they discontinued include, but are not limited to, metaphysical readings, potions, and spells, but also advertising opportunities and memberships, business and computer advice, diet and fitness advice, tutoring, digital art, and recipes. Some of those things can still be sold on the site, but they have to be reclassified according to eBay's policies. So it's by no means just metaphysical things that this update was about. There's a whole slew of things. And in order to get an idea what I was going to talk about, I went through the various articles that this one links to, all of the inner articles, and I read the comments, which is always a bad idea for me, because some of them make me really happy, and some of them make me really angry, and some of them make me want to go, okay. But I read the comments and I got some ideas of what people think is the issue here, and some people agree that it's a really good business decision, but I guess the biggest complaint is people really think that it's religious discrimination against pagans. I don't personally feel that real practitioners and magical items are in danger here, because actual items are still allowed, and some of them just may need to be categorized differently, while intangible things, or things the value of which cannot be proven, are being banned. As for religious discrimination, I don't think we're being picked on. I think we're just a larger population that is associated with things like this. But some of the things being banned, even under the metaphysical sections, don't just apply to pagans, and I think it's kind of silly for us to assume that it is all about just us. The things being banned and the categories that have been discontinued are a lot more than just that, and I don't personally feel that we are being picked on, because items are still allowed. So if you read the article, and the article it links to, there are various comments. I'm just going to paraphrase a couple, and I don't remember which article they came from, just go look them up. Someone called this situation a witch hunt, and if pagan candles are being banned, then Virgin Mary candles should be banned too. And someone else said if we can't buy altar tables or bells or candles anymore, then Christians shouldn't be able to buy statues of Mary or crosses. And someone else said they have to make it any religious item, not just picking on witchcraft. Well, as I said, they're not just picking on witchcraft. They didn't specify no pagan blessings or no Wiccan prayers. It says no blessings, no tarot readings, and not all tarot readers are pagan, by the way. No prayers, no magical services, etc. Nowhere does it say that you wouldn't still be able to buy a table to use as an altar. Nowhere does it say that you can't sell or buy candles. Those are tangible items, because you can see, yes, they sent me the candle that I paid them for, and then if you then use it for magic, that's fine. What they're banning is pay this much money and I will do a candle magic spell for you because I am a powerful witch and you blah. Where you can't actually tell if the goods have been delivered. Tarot is included because they're trying to get rid of situations that are really arguable between the buyer and the seller, and if someone isn't pleased with a tarot reading, they might demand their money back, and the reader might say, no, it was accurate, you're just not understanding it, and it just causes problems. So eBay's just trying to get rid of issues and just make everything easier for both buyers and sellers. Tarot readings can still be offered on private sites. I never personally liked the idea of things like tarot readings being online or over the phone anyway, but I know some people swear by them. In another comment, a pagan said that some stuff about how things like that shouldn't be paid for, it should be given freely, blah blah blah, and people automatically jumped on it and were like, no, Wiccans think that, we're not Wiccan. Firstly, this person said nothing about Wicca. They said they are pagan, and it just bothers me that people jump on Wicca like that, because I know several non-Wiccan pagans who also believe that magical services should not be charged for. I'll talk more about this later. But anyway, so someone else commented, yeah, Wiccans think that, and I'm not Wiccan, and as a witch, I should be able to sell my spell kit. Well, no one said you couldn't sell a spell kit. That's an item. You can't sell spells. If I were to put together a little basket of candles and ribbons and herbs, I can sell that. That's a tangible item. The person knows that they have received that. What I can't sell is pay this much money and I will do a spell for you using these items. Because you never actually receive anything tangible, so it's arguable whether the product was ever actually received. You can buy and sell kits. The spells that you do with them are up to you. Someone then responded to that pagan who said all these things should not be charged for and asked them if it would be wrong to buy a book of spells. I say no, that's an item. Books are allowed. You're paying for a book, you are receiving a book. But anyway, that person then went on to reply that they've never bought a book of spells and never would because all of their knowledge has been freely given to them and blah blah blah, so even spell books are not good, and it just... good for fucking you, man. That's your journey. I mean, I don't personally like books that are like, use these specific items and say these specific words and this magic will happen, because I just personally don't do magic like that. But I don't think there's anything wrong with selling that book, and according to the eBay policies, you would still be able to buy it because it's a book. Honestly, there were just a ton of clearly bogus things that I think any real practitioner would stay away from, but you never know. I'm glad that people won't be able to scam people and call it paganism anymore, because that just gives us all a bad name. But no, I don't think it's picking on witchcraft, because as one of the articles points out, Christians posted prayers and blessings on there too, and they would sell like, I will pray to my God for you if you pay me $1,000. No matter what denomination's doing it, no matter what religion's doing it, it's no longer allowed. So it's not just us. And things like Reiki and tarot are not done exclusively by pagans either. I just think eBay is making a good decision for themselves in not allowing things to be bought and sold on their site that could really pose a lot of arguments and cause issues between buyer and seller. The only in-between thing seems to be, and the comments kind of go along with this, the banning of potions. Because at least if you buy a potion, you're actually getting a potion. Like, it's being sent to you in a little bottle. So I guess the issue is just that you can't really tell if it's effective or not. Someone else also pointed out that all listings of this nature are supposed to be labeled for entertainment purposes only, so if they're already being listed like that and eBay is still banning them, then it's religious discrimination, because people are supposed to already know that it's not guaranteed, and not allowing us to sell it is thereby discrimination. But, you know, I mean, I guess some people are really just that clueless, and they actually believe that a big booty spell is gonna give them a bigger booty. It's easier for eBay just to not allow that anymore. Two last points before I go. I know this is long. Now I'm gonna tell you a story. So I sell jewelry on my Etsy of a magical, metaphysical nature. So does my mother. And my mom makes bracelets out of crystals. We put a little description in there about what the crystal is used for, yada yada. And usually we get practitioners buying things, or other people who understand how it works and are interested, and they know that it's not a cure-all or a replacement for medical attention or anything like that. But one time, my mom sold 2 gemstone bracelets to someone who wrote her a really long message and said that they had done all this research and they determined that the 2 best stones that they needed for their issues were clear quartz and smoky quartz. So those are the 2 bracelets they bought. Great. We sent it to them, they got it, they were perfect, they're, oh, that's so pretty, thank you so much, blah blah blah. 3 days later, they wanted a refund and they wanted to send the bracelets back because the bracelets did not fix their issue in just a few days, probably without any prior knowledge of how to actually work with crystals. But my mother happily refunded the money, took the bracelets back, and then sold them to people who actually understand them. No harm done. And it inspired me to make a video telling people about crystals. But the thing is, it happens. People do buy these items and expect it to work like that, and if they don't, they want to argue with you that they didn't get what they bought. Now, the other thing that I said you would hear more about later. Someone a while ago asked me how I felt about magic for profit, because they believe that magic isn't something that we should charge for and take advantage of, and yet they also know that we need to eat. We were discussing magic done in person, like a house cleansing or a personal blessing and things like that, so I'm not sure that it really applies to this online thing, so just keep that in mind. But my opinion is basically basically that we can ask for donations for our time and energy and the time that we spent to develop these skills that we are using, or for the supplies that you need to do something, or for fuel to drive to a person's house, etc. But the magic itself is not what's being charged for. For example, some ladies in my group did a house cleansing together recently, and if they were to charge, in my opinion, it would be asking for money to pay for the gas that it took them to get there, because one lady did drive an hour or more to get to the house, for the hours out of their day, and for the sage smudge sticks that they use. They would not be charging for the focus that they gave, the magic they used, the deities that they invited, or the energies that they moved around and cleansed. I think being honest about, hey, I need some money to help pay for the gas that it took me to get here to do this for you, is okay. And people understand that. And I think it's okay to ask someone to pay for the smudge sticks if they are asking you to come and cleanse their mansion of a house and you're going to need 20 smudge sticks to do the job. We are always doing services for our friends, but we can't do it for free all the time because it does take time and energy, and we did take the time to develop a skill, and they could easily do that themselves, but they're kind of asking you to do it because they know you've had the experience with it. Maybe they're not interested in doing it themselves. They want to hire you to do it. And I think in most cases people are okay with compensating you for that. Even if it's just baking you a batch of cookies if they're low on cash that day. But I think most of the time in my experience people want to repay you in some way. Someone even asked me once if they had to pay me for just answering their questions online, and I told them no, I don't require that you pay me for when I help you out with something on YouTube, but I do have a donate button on my blog for some people who feel the need to repay me in that way. But we also have those friends who call us up constantly at 3 a.m. for a tarot reading, or every other week they want you to come cleanse their house, or they need you to do a blessing right away even though you already have plans. And we love those people, but if they're also the people who expect you to do things for them because you're friends but they never want to pay you back, then I think it's okay to decline that every once in a while. Basically just use your judgment in each situation about what kind of payment or non-payment agreement will work, and just work it out with that person before it's done. Come to an agreement, and if you don't feel that you are going to be repaid for your services in an appropriate way, then I think it's okay to decline, and that's why it's difficult to do online. That is all I have for you this week. I am so sorry that I just constantly have a million things to say and it's really long. I always think that it's going to be shorter. Thank you very much for watching. Please do go read all those articles and talk amongst yourselves about what you think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week, and until then, don't forget to be awesome and blessed be. Bye!